Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to extract the really key insights from important sources, helping you get genuinely well informed. Today, we're tackling something that, let's be honest, affects pretty much everyone: procrastination. Our main source is the Anti-Procrastination Habit, a simple guide to mastering difficult tasks by S.J. Scott. And our mission today: to unpack why we procrastinate and, crucially, to lay out a clear, actionable plan from the book to beat it. Think of this as your shortcut to really getting a handle on this. And right off the bat, the author makes a pretty bold claim. He actually says, this book might save your life.
It's a strong opener, isn't it? But it
Yeah.
makes sense when you hear his definition of procrastination, the act or habit of putting off or delaying, especially something requiring immediate attention.
Mm.
He then lists the fallout: bad grades, poor job performance, unhealthy eating, health problems, money troubles, yeah, even life or death scenarios. It's definitely more than just missing a deadline.
Absolutely. And he tells this really powerful story about his own father back in 2007. His dad mentioned some chest discomfort, casually said he'd probably make an appointment this week. Scott apparently used a bit of sarcasm that turned out to be life-saving. He basically said, yeah, Dad, great plan. Nothing bad will happen in 5 days. Or you could go to the ER now. Well, his dad went, and the outcome: immediate quadruple bypass surgery. The doctor told them waiting just a few more days could have been fatal. Chilling!
Right. And the point isn't about Scott being right. It's about illustrating how the smallest choices we make can often have the biggest impact on our lives. His father survived because he didn't procrastinate on that critical decision. Which makes you think, doesn't it? What small things, what potential issues might you be putting off right now that could have really significant consequences down the line?
It's a very stark reminder. S.J. Scott then talks about his own struggles. For years, he considered himself a functional procrastinator, great at big goals, marathons, businesses, books, but terrible at the day-to-day stuff. Oil changes, taxes, even grocery shopping. His wake-up call was what he calls my $2,348.97 mistake. He forgot to file a tax extension for his business one year. Boom. Big IRS bill for penalties and interest. So, that expensive mistake was clearly the trigger. Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
How did he turn that into a system?
Exactly. He realized you don't understand the why first. You can't fix a habit if you don't know its roots. So the book outlines 8 reasons why people procrastinate.
And maybe as we go through these, you, the listener, can think about whether any of them sound familiar.
Definitely. Reason number 1 Scott talks about is perfectionism. Now, you might think perfectionism is good, right? High standards. But he argues it's often a dangerous mix of antiproductive habits. It can stem from a fixed mindset, believing your abilities are fixed. So if you fear looking anything less than perfect, you just avoid starting. It's not about being perfect. It's the fear of imperfection holding you back. Then there's reason #2, fear the unknown. Like ignoring that weird mole, hoping it'll just vanish instead of getting it checked. It ties into how we cling to comfortable beliefs, even false ones. There's the University of Michigan study on this. It found misinformation sticks, even when we know it's wrong, especially if it fits what we want to believe, like, oh, it'll probably go away. But the key lesson is, knowledge is power. Facing a harsh truth earlier gives you more time, more options to act. Like the old G.I. Joe saying, knowing is half the battle. And the classic, reason #3, promising to do it later. This creates this strong disconnect between how you will ideally feel and how you will actually feel later. It's called the hot-cold empathy gap. When you're feeling good now, it's hard to imagine feeling stressed or tired later. Think about students willing to pay $10 to delay an exam the night before, but wouldn't dream of it months earlier. Or that movie rental study. People chose Austin Powers for now, but Hamlet for later. It shows present you and future you are often, as James Clear puts it, constantly at odds. Present you wants the easy reward.
Oh, I definitely recognize that one. Overestimating future me's motivation. Okay. What else? Let's look at the next reasons. How about reason #4? Focusing on easy tasks. The book calls this a creative form of procrastination. Clearing your inbox, shuffling papers. It feels productive. You get that quick hit of accomplishment, that instant gratification, but you're dodging the important, maybe harder stuff. It's linked to present bias. That Princeton study showed immediate rewards light up the emotional brain, often overriding logic about long-term goals. Your brain just wants that easy win now. Then, reason #5, lack of motivation. This can have lots of roots, right? Fatigue, stress, maybe past failures, or the goal just isn't clear. Carnegie Mellon research found people lack motivation when they find little value in the projected outcome. So the solution is to consciously link the task to something you do value: your interests, your bigger goals. Find the relevance, and motivation often follows. Okay, next is reason #6, not knowing how to get started. That feeling of being completely overwhelmed because a task seems huge or complicated. And here's where it gets really practical. The book recommends David Allen's getting things done approach. It's all about breaking big, scary projects down into tiny, actionable steps. Write down tasks, do the quick ones now, organize the rest, review it, and then just do them one by one. It turns overwhelm into, okay, what's the very next thing? And reason #7, getting distracted. Oh boy, this one's huge today. Emails, texts, social media, endless meetings. That Career Builder survey saying 1 in 5 employers think people are productive less than 5 hours a day. Ouch. And smartphones are a big culprit. The fixes are often simple but need discipline. Blocking sites, deleting apps, turning off Wi-Fi sometimes, maybe noise-canceling headphones, creating focus deliberately. Finally, reason #not having enough time. Such a common excuse. But Scott calls it a limiting belief that a little bit of effort doesn't make a difference. 2 fixes here. Better planning, which we'll get to, but also acting in those short slivers of time. The idea is something is better than nothing. No time for an hour workout. Do a 15-minute walk. Can't write the whole report. Just do the outline. Chip away at it.
Understanding these reasons is so key. It's not about blame, it's about awareness. And the book suggests a first concrete action. Take 30 minutes, maybe today, and just reflect. Which of these 8 reasons showed up for you this past week or month? It makes you wonder, how often do we actually stop and ask why we're avoiding something instead of just feeling bad about it?
Exactly. So once we know the why, we need the how. And that's where the book's 7-step framework comes in. It's described as a straightforward, systematic framework for building an action-oriented habit.
Right. It's about setting up systems so you're not constantly fighting yourself. It's a simple approach to managing all that comes into your life without feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, so step 1, identify your current commitments. We all know that feeling. The to-do list just keeps growing, causes anxiety. So the first step to easing that is getting it all out. List all your current commitments and goals for roughly the next year.
And there are 2 ways to approach this. David Allen's full Getting Things Done method aims for 100% capture of everything incomplete. It's powerful, maybe vastly superior, but it takes serious time, like a day or 2 of focused effort. For procrastinators, this book suggests a more focused version, the Anti-Procrastination Habit method. Look at just the next 3 to 12 months. Ask yourself, what medical stuff needs doing? Work projects, personal projects, habits to do, household tasks. Get all those open loops out of your head and onto paper or a screen.
That makes sense. Starting smaller might prevent procrastinating on the anti-procrastination plan itself. Okay, once you have that list, step 2, focus on 5 core projects. The author says this is the most mentally challenging step, but also your secret weapon.
It goes against just trying to do more. It's about doing less, but better.
Yeah, this introduces the 25-5 rule. Apparently, Warren Buffett told his pilot, Steve, to list 25 life goals, then circle the top 5. But here's the kicker. Buffett supposedly told him the other 20 are now the avoid at all costs list. No attention to them until the top 5 are done. Ruthless focus. Wow. Avoid at all costs. Scott shares his own 5 focuses, like family time, an Iron Man, writing, blog traffic, home stuff. He says it makes saying no really easy. If it doesn't fit one of those 5, it's an immediate no.
And to figure out your 5, the book guides you through examining your core values first. It involves things like reflecting on your happiest times, proudest moments, what felt fulfilling, then identifying the underlying values, maybe using value words like achievement or creativity, and prioritizing them. It's about aligning your projects with what truly drives you.
So the exercise for you, the listener, is list maybe 25 plus potential projects, really narrow it down to just 5, and commit to only those for a few months. Intentionally put the others on the back burner. Tough, but powerful. Okay, 5 core projects identified. Step 3, set quarterly SMART goals. The logic is clear. If tasks link to specific goals, you're less likely to put them off. And the book pushes for quarterly goals 3 months rather than yearly ones. Why? Because lengthy goals are often demotivating, too far away.
Exactly. And these need to be SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So not just get more clients, but acquire 5 new marketing projects within 3 months. Not just get fit, but work out 30 minutes 3 times a week by December 34. Clarity is key.
Right. And there's a 6-action process. Focus on your 5 projects. Create those 3-month SMART goals for each. Use a weekly review to tweak them. Turn each focus into a project with next steps, like using GTD. Review the goals daily twice. And evaluate progress quarterly. What worked, what didn't. All right, step 4 feels related but distinct. Say no to competing projects and obligations. This is difficult but crucial. Saying no fights procrastination because it reduces overwhelm, stops you from saying yes just to please people, and prevents tinkering on fun side projects that aren't core priorities. Scott even listed 15 things he actively avoids, like launching a podcast or learning Spanish.
And the book gives 5 practical ways to say no effectively. 1. Say no early and politely. Be firm. State your priorities. Remember, saying no doesn't make you a selfish person. It shows you value your focus. 2. Identify mandatory tasks. Some things are unavoidable, but try linking even those to a core value. Doing dishes. Maybe it serves the value of a peaceful home life. Changes the perspective. 3. Compare each request to current projects. Use a simple process to weigh new things against your top 5. Why would this replace one of them? 4. Talk to your boss about your top projects. Have a candid chat about priorities. Maybe suggest ways to focus on high-impact 80-20 tasks. And 5. The heavy hitter. Ask yourself, what will my obituary say? Seriously, does this decision align with the life you truly want to have lived? It's a powerful filter.
That obituary question, wow. Okay, so you've focused, you're saying no. Step 5. Plan your weekly schedule. This is your first line of defense against chaos. It enables singular focus.
And the Big Rock story illustrates this perfectly. Remember, professor fills a jar, big rocks first, family health core projects, then pebbles, job, hobbies, then sand, errands, TV. If you start with the sand, the big rocks won't fit. You have to schedule your priorities, the big rocks first.
Makes sense. So the weekly review, Friday or Sunday, involves 5 actions. 1. Answer 3 questions. What are my personal obligations? Priority projects for the week. How much time do I really have? Be realistic. 2. Apply the 80-20 rule. Focus on the few tasks that yield the biggest results for your goals. Constantly ask, does this task help one of my 5 goals? 3. Block out time on a calendar. Schedule the big rocks first. Focus work, important meetings, then personal stuff, then leave flexible time. Use Google Calendar, a planner, whatever. 4. Practice batching and create theme days. Group similar tasks like all emails at once. Scott uses theme days like writing Monday, marketing Tuesday, reduces switching costs. And 5. Set aside time for deep work. Cal Newport's idea. Focus work without distractions. Guard that time. Turn off notifications. Make it non-negotiable. Deep work directly fights procrastination by making space for the important stuff. So we've got the why and the big framework. But what about those moments when you just feel the urge to put something off? That leads to step 6. Implement 14 daily practices to overcome procrastination. It's like a toolkit, choose your own adventure list.
Exactly. These are your in-the-moment tactics. Let's touch on a few key ones. Practice. #1. Resolve any potential emergency. Back to the father story. Act immediately on things that could escalate health scares. Official letters, a friend in distress. The message is powerful. No job, task, meeting, or appointment is worth putting something off that could derail your life. Ask, what simple action can I take now? Then practice #3. Focus on your MITs, most important task. After a quick daily review, practice #2. Pick 1-3 crucial tasks and do them first, which leads to practice #4. Eat the frog. Brian Tracy's term from Mark Twain. Do the hardest, ugliest task first thing. Get it done. The rest of the day feels easier. Practice #5. Use the Eisenhower matrix. That urgent, important grid helps you quickly sort tasks. Do it, schedule it, decide, delegate it, or delete it. A fast mental filter. Practice #7. Create a mini habit. Stephen Geisey's idea. Make the starting goal ridiculously small. Want to write? Goal. Write 1 sentence. Want to exercise? Goal. Put on workout clothes. It bypasses resistance. Just start. And similarly, practice #8. Build elephant habits for huge projects. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Just do 5-15 minutes daily. Decluttering. Study. Small, consistent bites. Oh, and practice #12. Bundle rewards with actions. Temptation bundling. Pair something you like with something you avoid. Only listen to your favorite podcast while exercising. Only watch Netflix while doing laundry. Makes chores more appealing.
That's a great set of practical tools. And the book bundles 6 of these into activity #4. Challenge your daily procrastination tendencies. Your daily anti-procrastination first aid kit. Bring it all together. Step 7. Create your game plan for overcoming procrastination. This basically summarizes the whole system into an actionable plan.
Right. It boils down to 4 core activities for you to implement. 1. Complete 4 one-time exercises. That's identifying commitments, values, the 5 core projects, and setting the SMART goals. About 30-60 minutes each. Your foundation. 2. Schedule a weekly planning session. That's 60-minute review using the 3 questions, 80-20, time blocking, batching, deep work, your weekly command center. 3. Build an anti-procrastination habit stacking routine. Grouping small daily habits linked to a trigger with a checklist, accountability, maybe small rewards, automating progress. And 4. Challenge your daily procrastination tendencies using those daily tools. Check emergencies. Use the Eisenhower matrix. Embrace discomfort. Notice your triggers. Bundle temptations. Link tasks to goals. Your immediate defenses.
What a comprehensive system. This deep dive really shows how procrastination, seeming small, can have huge negative ripples, like with the author's father or his tax mistake.
Exactly. And the book really pushes you beyond just reading. It wants you to overcome that resistance and actually implement this stuff. Knowledge is great, but action creates change.
So the challenge for you, the listener, can you set aside 30, 60 minutes daily this week for those initial exercises? Then start building the weekly review and daily habits. Expect setbacks, that's normal. But the book stresses perseverance. Focus on small improvements every day.
And maybe a final thought to chew on from the book's core message. When your life aligns with your values and your tasks serve those core goals, procrastination tends to just fade away. So think about this. What single action, however small, can you take today to move just one step closer to what truly matters most to you?
And if you want more hands-on help, the author mentions a companion website, the Anti-Procrastination Habit Quick Start Guide. It's got checklists, links, videos, downloads like the Eisenhower Matrix, habit stacking steps to really help you put all this into practice. Definitely worth checking out if you're ready to start.